This card don't read so good. Wake up. This card in the set. What the hell is this? Best in show. All right, what's up, my friends? Welcome to the finish of the complete set review for Final Fantasy on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. They're all there. White, blue, black, red, green, multicolor, and colors. All the sections, all organized for your personal amusement and entertainment. I go over every card in the entire set for limited. If you're playing a pre-release, drafted on Arena. For constructed, you're playing standard, playing commander, whatever else it might be. I go over all the cards, and I give you all the information that you need to know to know what's up, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're going over the set, giving out our awards. This is a little bit different, though. This is the bonus sheet, okay? So the bonus sheet in the set, it's not really a bonus sheet, and it's not really like the lists or like special guests either. Special guests were super rare. There were like 10 of them in every set, and they would only show up like once every 100 packs, something like that. Whereas like the bonus sheet cards were in every pack. This is kind of in the middle somewhere. So what's going on here is we have about one bonus card in every third pack. So in theory, you should see about 8 of these per draft, which is very, very important for limited. You will see them a decent amount of the time. When you open one, you have a 21% chance to open an uncommon, a 10% chance to open a rare, and a little over a 2% chance to open a mythic rare. So that's how often you'll see these. So the mythics are pretty rare, but the uncommons, you'll see them often enough. There only are so many of them, and they'll be opened at a reasonable rate. So there's going to be a decent amount of these floating around in your draft deck. It should be very, very important. Also important to note that these are onto Arena if they are a new card. They're going to be new to Timeless, new to Historic, and new to Brawl. So they are very relevant there. So that is the lens we are looking at. We're looking at Limited, and we're looking at cards that are new to Historic, Timeless, or Brawl. As these are all reprints, so we know what these cards do already, despite the hideous texture and design of these cards that I don't like. First up is Hero of Light, which is Adeline Resplendent Cathar. Adeline, a phenomenal creature, was a house in Standard for all the time it was legal. I played this card at Worlds 2 years ago. It's a pretty good card in Pioneer. Beyond that, not really good, like in Modern stuff. But this card hits super hard. Great piece. For limited, this card's actually just an unbelievable house. It is a rare. You will see it somewhat often. And if you are the white go wide deck, this is the card that you want to open. Full stop. A little hard to cast, but great. Already legal in Timeless and Historic, so nothing new there. Mostly just if you open this card and you are playing white, windmill slam it. If it's pick one, pack one, consider being a go white deck because this card is phenomenal in that respect. Next up is Ranger Captain of Eos. This is a mythic and definitely worse than Adeline, despite being a mythic. 2 mana for a 3/3, you'll go get a 1 mana card or less, sacrifice it so they can't cast non-creature spells. This card's good like in Modern and stuff as like a way to Storm Chant your opponent and go find cool 1-drops, but realistically this card is just fine. 1-drops are not nearly as important in Limited as they are constructed, so this card's kind of meh. This card I believe is already on Arena, so there's no new news here for Historic or Timeless, and just like a fine limited card, nothing super exciting, just kind of okay. Is what it is. Next up is Saram, Senior Edificer, which is a really good little 2-drop. It's obviously already on Arena. I top 8 at a Pro Tour with this card on Arena.
Who do you think you are?
But this is going to be another really awesome card in the limited environment. It's a rare, so you will see it a decent amount of the time. 2/2 for 2, cast an aura, equipment, or vehicle, draw a card. There are a ton of equipment in this set, and this is your chance to draw cards off of them. If Saram draws a single card, you are going to be very, very happy. If it draws more than that, you are off to the races, and this is a great card for limited. Keep an eye out for it. Great one. Really good draft stuff. Akroma's Will is next, and this is a commander card that probably is not on Arena. Can be relevant for Brawl, where if you control a commander card, control a commander as you cast a spell, you can choose both of the 2 modes. 4 mana, first mode here is creatures you control get flying, vigilant to double strike until end of turn. Second mode is creatures you control gain lifelink, indestructible, and protection from each color at end of turn. So probably a cool Brawl card. Getting both of these is kind of nice. But for regular constructed, this card's way too clunky. In limited, this card's pretty nice though. It compares favorably to your usual like +2/+1 effects for 4 mana. Giving double strike and flying is excellent. And also lifelink and indestructible protection is too. So pretty cool limited card. Operates in that space. Definitely a card you're going to lose to and be like, ugh, how could I have possibly played around that? Like, what are you going to do? But, yeah, cool limited card. It's a mythic. Won't see it very often, but Athena Caption Paragon is an uncommon, and you really want to keep an eye out for the uncommons because you will see them a decent amount of time limited. It's meant for a 2/2 first strike, vigilance, lifelink. All your ores and equipments cost 1 less to cast. Another great one, honestly. Really, really good for all your equipment decks, making things cheaper. Wears equipment very, very well, and just a good card. Just a good card in the equipment decks in the format, and you'll see it reasonably often. So good draft card. Already legal in historic and timeless. Nothing new to say there. Kenrith, the Return King. 5 mana for this is a rare, not a mythic, so you will see this card reasonably often. 5/5 for 5, a bunch of abilities across all of the colors. Popular commander card. Really powerful card. Saw a lot of play in standard when it was legal the first time around, so this is a great limited card. Even if you can only utilize some of the abilities, it's still quite good. And it's a card you can splash with. Good card to splash to your multicolor green decks. Going to be a really fun draft card. And then already legal in Arena, so nothing new there. But really, really fun draft card. Encourage you to be multicolor. Lord of the Third Path, currently in standard. It's just, your EDB, kill an artifact or enchantment, 2/1. Good limited card. There are plenty of artifacts and enchantments to kill, but not that exciting. Just, basically like an uncommon power level out of the bonus sheet. Mangara the Diplomat is a rare 2/4 for 4. 2/4 lifelink. If an opponent attacks with creatures, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you, and or planeswalkers you control, draw a card. Every opponent casts a second spell on their turn, draw a card. So this is a good limited card. 2/4 lifelink body for 4 is great. And if they start doing a lot of stuff, you get to kind of catch up back on them. So really, really good limited card. Definitely a high pick. Better in defensive decks, but probably good in every deck. And then already on Arena for old formats. Stroke of Midnight. This card is bad.
Still a piece of garbage.
Endeavor to try and never play this card. Basically, you only ever want to play this card if you are desperate for removal or you're sideboarding and to beat a bomb you can't destroy. This is just kill an online permanent, they get a 1/1. Giving your opponent any material ever sucks. So unless you're killing an absolute bomb rare, play a real removal spell. There are plenty of them. Imperial City of Arcades, aka Wall of Omens. 2 mana for a 0/4 wall, draw a card. This is an uncommon. You'll see it reasonably often. It's a little weird because the white archetypes in this set aren't necessarily about defending. Green, white, go wide. Blue, white, red, equipment aggro. Blue, white, artifacts. And black, white, sacrifice. I guess it's okay in a sacrifice deck, but synergy-wise, not really there, but just a really good card in general. So on raid alone, this card's excellent. So Wall of Omens is good. I believe this card is not currently on Arena. That's a nice card to have access to, but probably not good enough for Timeless or Historic. It could be also on, I'm not sure. Freaking Counterspell!
Get off my plane.
Oh, this card does, right? Blue Counterspell. And it is an uncommon. You will see this card reasonably often. This is definitely a card you can play around. If your opponent, makes a weird play and leaves blue up, do not be surprised if they have actual Counterspell. Again, uncommon. You'll see this one a lot. This card's already on Arena, so no change there. But this is very important for Limited. Keep an eye out for Counterspell. Be ready to play around it. Urza Lord High Artificer. Another really powerful mythic. 4 mana for 1/4. Make a card construct. Tap artifacts to make mana. Mind's Desire off the top. And then the blue mechanic in this set is based around artifacts. So it's going to be really good there. It's a mythic. You won't see it very often, but it's an absolute windmill slam first pick if you do. And I believe it's already on Arena, so nothing new there. But actually, I think it's not, actually. I'm sorry, Yawgmoth is. This card is not. So new to Arena, really powerful card, which is great. It is the first uncommon counterspell, so for wild cards, it's pretty cool. Venser Shaper Savant, I believe, is new to Arena. 4 mana for a 2/2 flash, bounce a spell or permanence. This is a classic card. Saw how to play in Legacy back in the day. It's kind of been power crept out these days, but great limited card. 2/2 flash, very versatile. Good card that has a lot of play with it, so good players can utilize it well. And then, just okay. Once again, remind you, these cards are not standard legal. These cards are for limited. These cards are for any card that is new to Arena is legal in Brawl, Timeless, and Historic. Brainstorm. Honestly, not going to be as good as you would think. Without shuffle effects, Brainstorm is just pretty mid. So in limited, this card is going to be only okay, you know? And then in Arena, we already have Brainstorm. So nothing really new here, just a middling draft card. Cryptic Command, however, I believe is not on Arena, and I don't think it's going to change much. This card's a little archaic these days, unfortunately, but really fun, powerful card. Pretty hard to cast, and if you can cast it, this card is super flexible, countering spells, tapping your opponent's creatures. In Limited, the tap your opponent's creatures part is very relevant. Bounce a thing, tap some stuff. But yeah, kind of hard to cast, but very powerful in Limited. And then in Historic, this card probably isn't good enough, but fun Brawl card. It's cool. Lab Maniac. Is this card in Arena? I actually don't know. 2/2 for 3. If you would draw a card when your library has no cards in it, win the game. It is uncommon. You will see it fairly often. It is kind of hard to build around in Limited. There is some self-mill in Dimir, so this could be a win condition in your like Dimir control deck, I suppose, but kind of sketchy. Yeah, I think it's not actually on Arena, but that's Historical is, which is kind of irrelevant. So, yeah, Lab Maniac, kind of a classic card, but, you know. Ristic Study. There is no multiplayer on Arena. Therefore, irrelevant. Do not put this card in your draft deck. It's already on Arena. Teferi, Mage of Zephyr, like the original Teferi from back in the day. I cast this card a lot back in Times Power Block Constructed.
Pointless nostalgia.
Blue, 2, so 5 mana for a 3/4 flash. All of your creatures have flash, and then all of your opponents can only play spells at sorcery speed. I don't know if this card's on Arena or not. So, that being said, it's probably not good enough for Historic or Timeless, but it's a pretty cool card in Limited. It doesn't really jive with a lot of what Blue is trying to do in this format, but if you are like Blue-Black Control, it's a pretty nice one. It's a rare. You'll see it somewhat often. But yeah, this is a pretty cool card. Pretty fun. Bolas' Citadel. 6 mana artifact. Play stuff for free off the top of your library. Really powerful card. Pretty risky and limited, realistically. The sack 10 non-land permanence part could be relevant in like a black-white sacrifice deck. But it's a little scary. And then it's already on Arena, so probably not going to do much. Dark Ritual. Don't play this card in Limited unless you have a really good reason to, which there really aren't many. And then this card's already on Arena, so it's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Dark Ritual, but... Fatal Push. Great removal spell. This is an uncommon, so you will see this card fairly often. Again, another card you can play around when your opponent only has 1 mana up, and it looks like they're acting weird. Already on Arena as far as a new card, but this is a really good limited card, really good removal spell, and one to watch out for. Sir Conrad the Grim. This is an important uncommon. 5 mana for a 5/4. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, this deals 1 damage to each opponent. 2 mana, mill a card. So this thing will deal a lot of damage as the game goes on. This card was an absolute bomb when it was an uncommon in Eldraine, and whenever it's been legal again, it's been very, very good. So uncommon is a pretty big deal. You will see this card a decent amount of time. It is a great limited card. Yawgmoth, 3-man position, also a ridiculous limited card. It's a mythic, won't see it very often, but if you are a black deck of any kind, you'll play this card. But if you are black-white, sacrifice, this card's ridiculous. Pays life, sacrifice things, draws cards, kills things. Just a ridiculous, ridiculous card. Already on Arena, so not new to the format. Deadly Dispute at uncommon. Going to be great in your black-white sacrifice decks. For limited, you'll see it fairly often. Otherwise, already on Arena. Diabolic Intent, also already on Arena. 2 mana for a sorcery, sack a creature, demonic tutor. Not a very good card. Usually like a fringe combo enabler. It's not a card you want to play in limited unless you have like a ridiculous bomb. And then it's already constructed. So Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor. Another card that's currently in standard. 2 mana for a 3/3. Whoever creature you control does combat damage to a player, you draw a card, use a life. You can also steal some stuff. And good limited card. Definitely great if you're an aggressive deck. Although if you're not that aggressive, it can be a little sketchy. But if you are an aggressive black deck or a go wide black deck, going to be very good. Kurik, Son of Yagmoth. They keep putting this card on these bonus sheets for Commander, I can only assume, even though it's basically heinously unplayable everywhere else. 7 mana for a 2/2 is pretty bad. You can Phyrexian them, I suppose, and as lifelink. You can Phyrexianize your black spells. That's heinous and limited, and this card's already on Arena, so don't put this card in your deck. Vargoth, Blood Sky Sire. 2 mana for a 2/3 Death Touch with Boast, which you can only activate once if you've attacked with it this turn. And you get the Demonic Tutor. Good card. This card's from Kaldheim. It's a good limited card. Good body, good ability. It's great. Really, really good limited card. Ancient Copper Dragon. 6 mana for a 6/5 flyer. Deal combat damage to a player. Roll a d20. Create a number of treasure tokens equal to the result. That's not very good limited. You know, it's a 6/5 flyer for 6, which is certainly passable, but the ability is, it's not irrelevant, but it's, you know, close to irrelevant. And this card's already on the platform for Brawl and stuff, so it's a mythic. You won't see it very often, and when you do, it's pretty unexciting. Gilgamesh. Even though it's a Gilgamesh in the set that costs 6 mana and does a very similar thing to Godo Bandit Warlord. This is actually Godo Bandit Warlord. 50 for 6, ETB, search for an equipment, put it in the battlefield, then shuffle. And whenever Gilgamesh attacks, untap it in all samurai, and is an extra combat stage. Oh, it does not auto-equip. I thought auto-equipped. On the battlefield, then shuffle. I guess not. All right, sure. So, but yeah, classic commander card. This is new to the platform, I believe, so pretty fun for Brawl players, but really not that exciting for anything else other than Brawl. Oh, it's a great limited card. Going to be really, really good in your draft deck. Yeah, good stuff. Perforos, God of the Forge. Mythic. Won't see it too often, but extremely powerful if you're a heavy red deck. Enchantment creature, devotion is indestructible. Pings for each creature that comes into play. You know, it is certainly a powerful card in the right circumstances, but that circumstance is a bunch of red cards in your deck, which can happen sometimes in limited. I believe this card is not actually on the platform yet, so, or is it? Maybe it is. I don't know. I should check these probably, but I don't recall off the top of my head. But if it is, cool Brawl card, not really good enough for Historic or Timeless anyway. It already is, so that's fine. So yeah, so mostly it's a good limited card you won't see very often. Captain Lannery Storm. It's going to be an uncommon. That's very, very important. So you'll see this reasonably often enough. 2/2 haste for 3. Whenever it attacks, make a treasure. Sack a treasure, pump it. It feels like an uncommon. It was a rare back in the day, but this card's just good. You know, just a good, solid card. It's a beater. It makes treasures. Gives you some value. You'll see it often enough as an uncommon. The card's good. Light Up a Stage. Another uncommon here. And you'll see this card often enough. Spectacle. 1 mana, top 2 cards of your library deal damage. And yeah, this card kind of is what it is. If you're an aggro deck, it's fine. It is not particularly exciting, but it's fun. Lightning Bolt. That one is exciting. And this is also an uncommon. So there'll be, you know, a Lightning Bolt opens, you know, not every draft, but fairly often. So once again, if your opponent's playing weird and they have 1 red mana up, it's not in the set, but here it is. They could have a Lightning Bolt. And at uncommon, you'll see this fairly often too. So good stuff. Really, really cool. Lightning Bolt on the bonus sheet. Very nice. It's also an uncommon bolt now too, not rare anymore. Mythic's Mastery, basically unplayable. Because you can cast an instant source card from your graveyard. I guess if you're like a super spell heavy Izzet deck, maybe you can overload this. It's kind of cool. But this is more of a constructed card. It is a rare, so you will see it, you know, somewhat often. But yeah, this is more of a card for constructed. Maybe you overload it in an Izzet deck, which would be kind of cool. But, and then of course, already on the platform. Najila the Blade Blossom. Kind of a silly card. 2 mana for a 3/2. Whenever a warrior attacks, make it 1/1. And then you can Wooburg to untap all your stuff. This is a mythic. You won't see it very often in limited, and it's just not that exciting of a card. This is definitely an uncommon power level card, aside from the Wooburg part. This is basically just Brawl or Commander stuff. So, yeah, just a Commander card. I believe it's new to the platform, though. Ugh. Ragavan. Ragavan is, of course, already on the platforms. It's already in Arena. But it's a mythic, so you're going to have some solid complaint equity. when your opponent goes turn 1 Mountain Ragavan in your draft, and you get to go, are you kidding me? Had that happen at the March of the Machine pre-release. My round 1 opponent went turn 1 Mountain Ragavan off the bonus sheet, and I was like, what? But yeah. Y'all know what Ragavan is. Pretty damn good and limited. And, yeah. Azusa Lost But Seeking, really fun card. I believe new to the platform in Arena, so kind of cool to have this card available in Brawl. And maybe Historic or Timeless, probably not, though. No Amulet Titan there. But 2 extra land drops. Not a particularly great card. Not playable and limited. Only playable in the most extreme of scenarios. And it's already on Arena? Sure. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it was in M21? Oh, wow. All right, well, then never mind then. Don't play this card in your draft deck, and you already have access to this card. Nyx Bloom Ancient, also already in Arena. 7 mana for a 5/5. Triple mana, classic Commander Brawl card. Not playable and limited or constructed otherwise. Carpet of Flowers is a big one. This card is definitely not on Arena. This is a major player in Legacy and poised to be a major player in Timeless and Historic. As a sideboard card against blue decks. Allows you to add a bunch of mana against your blue deck for only 1 green. Really powerful card against blue decks in Timeless and Historic. Don't play it in limited. Farseek as an uncommon. Some fixing for your ramp deck. Also a landfall trigger too, so double landfall triggers. Another card that's going to be pretty important. You know, I think a lot of the uncommons on this list are cards that are very important for limited. And we've seen that, you know, in the last 5 years where these Strixhaven Mystical Archives, Brothers War, Retro Artifacts, there are a lot of archetype-specific cards on these sheets that really affect the draft format. And I think Farseek is one of those cards. Finn the Fangbearer, also just a fine uncommon. 1/3 Death Touch, some mostly irrelevant poison stuff. Just a 1/3 Death Touch and limited for 2 is pretty good anyway. So, it's cool. Nature's Claim, with some pixel art, I guess. Nature's Claim is a card that is probably not on Arena, I don't think. So if so, it is a mild upgrade for Timeless and Historic. Otherwise, mostly unplayable and limited. But Prime Time, also already on the platform, but great limited card. Absolutely bonkers if you are playing the Landfall deck or the Ramp deck. And it's actually a rare. That's right. It's only a rare. So you will see this card, not like often, but like, you know, if you do 20 drafts, you'll see it probably once or twice, either on your side of the board or your opponent's side of the board, which is pretty cool. So not new to Arena, but really cool to see in limited. Then we have Joda the Unifier, of course, already in standard right now. Pretty fun aspirational card for limited. It's only a rare, so you'll see it, you know, often enough, hopefully. And there are a ton of legends in this set. So 5-card legends in limited. This is a card that I will beg and plead to please open on Arena in my Bronze and Mythic run, which you can watch on June 15th. Look at that branding. Woo! Love that. Tymina the Weaver. 3 mana for an Orzhov 2/2 with lifelink. Beginning of each of your post-combat main phases, you may pay X life, where X is the number of opponents who were dealt damage this turn. If you do, draw X cards. So clearly a multiplayer card. There is no multiplayer on Arena, so it's pay 1 life if you deal your damage opponent and you draw 1 card. Sure. Whatever. You know, Brawl players rejoice, I suppose. Winona, Joiner of Forces. I mean, it's a powerful card. It's only a rare. Another really fun limited build around. You need to have humans and non-humans. Was a fun card in Ikoria Limited. And I expect it to be fun in this format as well. Not new to the platform. A little hard to use, but a 4/4 for 4 is like not a bad base stat line. So, pretty cool. Apparently, Partner will be a thing on Arena and Brawl. That's pretty cool. Atraxa Grand Unifier. This one is a mythic. If you open it, play it in your draft deck. Blue-green, splash towns. Do whatever you can do to put this card into play. And, of course, it's already on the platform in Arena. So, pretty big banger for limited. Bruce Tarl Boorish Herders, also in standard. But another card which is good and limited. You know, 3/3. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a different Bruce Tarl. Who do you think you are? 4 mana for a 3/3. Whenever it enters or attacks, target creature you control gains double strike and lifelink till end of turn. This card sucks. Much worse than standard legal Bruce Tarl. So, whatever, I guess. Have fun with your commander partner stuff. Dovin's Veto, uncommon. More of a limited sideboard card than anything else. Not quite counterspell. Inala, Archmage Ritualist, a Grixis 5-mana 4/5. Has Eminence. Whenever another non-token wizard you control enters, if it's in the command zone or on the battlefield, you may pay 1. If you do make a token, it's a copy of that wizard, and then give it haste and exile it. Tap 5, untap wizards, target player loses 7. So definitely a brawl card through and through. Not playable in Timeless or Historic, but fun brawl card. For limited, this card is probably pretty good. It's a 4/5 with a decent ability, and there are wizards in a set too. So honestly, pretty cool. This could be a cool limited card if you're kind of that spell shaper space. Pretty cool. Ishai, Ojtai Dragon Speaker, another partner. 4-mana for a 1/1 flying bird monk. Or an opponent casts a spell, put a counter on this. So clear multiplayer commander card once again in Brawl. Not nearly as exciting. This card's pretty unplayable and limited. So not a very exciting card. Lightning, Lone Commando, aka Ishin 2 Heavens is 1. This is the Samurai double attack trigger. This card was from Neon Dynasty. Pretty hard card to play in limited. I don't imagine that Mardu will be particularly exciting to play. The black cards don't seem very in line with the red and white cards. But also it cares about triggered ability of a permanent you control triggering. That's just not a thing that's going to happen very often either. So for the most part, this is a close to vanilla 3/4 for 3 hard to cast colors. So not really relevant and limited, and then already on the platform. Cannon Bonder Prodigy, obviously a great commander card, and was a good standard card. Playable in some decks with Mox Amber and stuff. In limited, this card is fine. 2/2 for 2. Has a mana sink ability. It's a mythic. You won't see it very often, but Karam Ludovic's Opus. This card's actually really good. I've seen this card before. This is the kind of card someone plays in a commander game and I go, wow, really? 5 mana for a 4/4 flying haste. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell, each turn draw a card. This partner. It's obviously better in Commander, but still good in Brawl. Not playable in Timeless or Historic, but really good limited card. It's just a 4/4 haste dragon, and if they play 2 spells, draw a card. 4/4 haste for 5 flying haste is good enough by itself. So this is a nice one. Great limited card. It's a rare, and it's a partner too, I guess. Whatever. Moldoth of the Gravetide. We saw this card limited like 2 sets ago. It's a good limited card. It's already on the platform. If you can cast it, blue-green is the land's color. It's a splashy color. It shouldn't be hard to splash. So, Thriosis Triton Hero. 2 mana for a blue-green 1/3. 4 mana scry 1. You can either draw the card or put it into play if it's a land. Has partner. It's a mythic, unfortunately. So you won't see it very often, despite it being at its most fun and limited. This card seems really, really good in like the blue-green town ramp deck in limited, but like it's just so unlikely you'll open it as a mythic. So cool card, definitely really cool. I believe it's also new to the platform. Not that it's really playable in Timeless or Historic. Have some Brawl fun, I guess, but I'm kind of sad this card's on a rare. It's a bummer. Vile Smasher the Fierce, more partner commander cards. This card saw play in Legacy for a while, though. 2 mana for a 2/3, Goblin Berserker. Cast your first spell each turn. Choose an opponent at random, a.k.a. your only opponent. Deal damage equal to that spell's mana value to that player or Planeswalker that player controls. Yeah, I mean, take some damage, right? This card's fine. Really good Force of Will in Legacy. Can't do that in Commander or Brawl or whatever. So maybe in Timeless. I don't know. Probably not, but it's a cool card. Eureka of a Tiger's Shadow. Really popular Commander. Commander Nujitsu. So good for all you Brawl players. Whenever a ninja you control does combat damage to a player, reveal the top card of your library, put that card in your hand, and they lose mana value of it. Honestly, this card's pretty good. This card saw Legacy play a decent amount, so this could actually be a relevant card for Timeless or Historic. returning in Orcish Bowmasters or something like that. Tameo. The effect is very powerful. Draw a card, deal damage. Ninja for deep hours, eat your heart out. And it does not need to be Commander Ninjutsu. It's either Ninjutsu or otherwise. And yeah, this card is pretty busted in Brawl. I believe the Ninjutsu cost is never added to because of the Commander tax. So just kind of bullshit, honestly. But yeah, this is a real one. This is definitely a real card. It's a rare too, so you'll see it in some drafts as well. Very good there. Traxos, Scourge of Krug, 4 mana 7/7. Doesn't untap unless you play a historic spell. Pretty hard to play. I imagine if you're like a blue-white Azorius artifact deck with a bunch of artifacts in it, you can play this card. But overall, it is not that exciting, and of course, earn it on the platform. Chromatic Lantern, just a mana rock. This card, I believe, is on the platform already, so nothing new for Commander players. And then in Limited, it's just like another version of the common one. So if you need mana fixing, you can play it. Won't see it that often, but Smuggler's Copter is a nice one though. Already on the platform, but a phenomenal Limited card. It's a rare, but yeah, Smuggler's Copter is really, really good. Play it in your draft deck, win a lot of games, pretty easy. Strixhaven Stadium is an uncommon, and this is kind of a weird one. A colorless mana rock, so no mana fixing. Does add counters to it though, and your opponents deal damage to when you creatures deal damage to your opponent, you get more counters. You can win the game with this card by itself, which is kind of cool, but it was not very good in Strixhaven. I doubt it'd be very good here, honestly, so it's probably not very good at all, but Command Beacon, unless you're playing Brawl, this card is worse than a waste, so Brawl players have at it. It is a good card in Brawl, though. That's it. That's the entire bonus sheet. So, a lot of really fun cards for Limited. A lot of cool rares. A lot of really cool uncommons, which is very exciting. I really enjoy bonus sheet gameplay in Limited. Having these, kind of aspirational build-arounds. Having this sort of whoa, I open a prime time. What am I going to do with this card? It's really, really fun. Adds a good amount of variety to drafts, so big fan of this. I think that the frequency they're coming up is pretty cool as well. They're not in every pack, but they're not like special guests where you just never see them. Like, we would go an entire Bronze and Mythic run and never see a special guest, either on our opponent playing it or us getting it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So, exciting times for Brawl players and also drafters as well. So, YouTube folks, love you. Like, comment, subscribe. That's it. The set review is complete. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. Please take a second, hit the like button, subscribe, follow, do all the good things. Tomorrow is 10 new brews. So, oops, sorry, wrong one. Nope, wrong one there also. Tomorrow is 10 new brews. I'll see you at 2 p.m. on early access. 10 new brews. A lot of fun. All right, hope to see you there. And then Bronze Mythic will be starting a little late, the 15th. I'll be away. So check that one out as well. Good stuff. All right? Love y'all. I'm done. Wrap it up, folks. Gonna be good stuff. I'll be playing tomorrow. Anywhere to see what brews we're playing. In the Discord, I always farm for what people want to see. You can post on Twitter or on my socials. I always ask what people want to see. I always go over that, then build my decks. So there you go. All right? YouTube folks, love you. Like, comment, subscribe. You're all great. Peace.